Hour Dope Podcast. Hey, welcome to the chat. We be sipping that tea. The C.H.A.P Hour Dope Podcast. Subscribe to me. Peoria for real. No sugar-coated lies. We gonna talk our shit. Peoria vibes.
Welcome back to another episode of the C.H.A.P Hour Dope Podcast, aka the C.H.A.P, Peoria's exclusive podcast featuring the people of Peoria. Now today is a special guest, Lamont Carroll. How you doing, buddy?
What up, y'all? Your boy Splurge. How y'all doing out there? You heard me?
Yeah, I wanted you to come on, man, because man, not only are the father of the best hooper in the P, you're the father of the best football player in the P, man.
Speak on it.
Man, how'd that come about?
Man, I don't even know.
It's got to be those genetics, man.
It's got to be a little genetics and a lot of discipline when they're a kid, telling them what to do right, what to do, what not to do, so that if you do it when they're young and they build that foundation, then the limits are limitless.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. I remember watching Kendrick in high school, just thinking like, man, that dude's gonna be a stud. And sure enough, gets drafted by the Steelers.
Yeah.
Man, what was that moment like for you?
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was great.
Man, I can only imagine.
It was great to see, you see the stuff on TV all the time about people getting drafted, draft parties, and you've never been part of one. No one I know has ever been part of one, so to actually have that and Mo's son, Zach, the best super in the P, allowed us to use his home, and it was a great turnout. News was there, like all of the Illinois football coverage, and some of his players were there. So it was a great time.
Yeah, where did he end up going to college? Was it Illinois?
Yeah, he went to Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah. Lovie Smith came and got him at the last. He was going to Iowa. Lovie Smith came in at the last minute, but Kirk Ferentz, shout out to Kirk Ferentz in Iowa, good dude. He was going to go there, but Lovie just something. It's Illinois, man. Lovie Smith and the Bears, you can't go wrong with that.
Dude, I forgot Lovie was the head coach down there for a minute. Because they were trying to create that pipeline, right? From down there to Peoria to down there or something like that.
Peoria to Champaign pipeline, yeah.
Man, Lovie Smith, what a legend.
Yep.
Bears did him bogus.
Yeah. He told me a couple of things that stuck with me. He said, if your son commits here, I'm going to be part of your life for the next 40 years. And he stood by that. He lives in Arizona. Kendrick can go there. I could text Lovey. I could call him. And he also said that, what else did he say? I forgot. I forgot. But that was, the next 40 years was good. I like that. And they recruited him as a defensive lineman, but they slowly switched him to the O-line, which I thought was better suited for him.
Yeah, he played center, right?
He played a little center, but mostly played left guard.
Left guard? Man, he's a beast. I sure proud of that stuff, man. He definitely represents for Peoria.
Oh yeah! Shout out to be on the lookout for Camp 53 coming up. I think we're gonna have it in May, like May 23rd, whatever that Saturday is, right after high school graduation.
Yeah, Camp 53, just in case people don't know, is like a youth football camp that he puts on every year.
Correct. Yep. And some of his NFL friends have come in the past, so who knows who's gonna show up this year?
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys do that at Peoria High?
No, we started at Peoria High, but then once the stadium got built, we were like, hey, this is a new stadium, and it's more room, it looks better, so we decided to start doing it at the stadium.
That's awesome. So yeah, now let's talk about Zach here, the best hooper in the P, There's been a couple hoopers, no, not a couple, mainly one, Sean Livingston, that's came out.
Yep, Sean Livingston.
Now, one-on-one, Sean versus Zach, who do you got, man?
Ooh. That's tough. Now, Sean is big. She was 6'7". He could just take Zach in the post all day. And the rumor has it that in the NBA, he never missed a 15-footer mid-range shot.
I saw that.
So I don't know how true that is, but man, I can't go against my blood. I'm taking Zach Belt.
I don't think I've ever seen Zach miss a shot on his highlights. You know what I mean? Every time he posts something, he's making the shot. So he might be 100. He might be 100%. Accurate on his shots too.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them lowlights get on the casting room floor, on the editing floor. So
yeah, no, I was talking about him in one of my shows like last year or so about how he put on his own Twistmaker, his own tournament.
Yep.
Like he won his own tournament in his own backyard.
His own backyard.
I
Yeah.
was like, that's some Drake shit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, what happened with how that started with the court is, from what he was telling me, he was going to different places and hooping, and guys are arguing all the time. I'm fighting, want to bring out guns. He's like, dude, I can't be out here like that.
Yeah.
So he had the room for his own court. He's like, I build my own court, and I can invite who I want to, the guys that aren't going to be into all that stuff. And then it went on, progressed to the Twistmaker. So he's doing good.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool for the community that he does that.
Yep,
like,
absolutely.
Forget all the jokes and shit. He is doing something very nice for the community, and that's what's up. And Zach's always been a really, really smart dude.
Super smart.
Yeah, because I played with him. I played football with him when he was in high school, and he was in my wide receivers room and stuff. And I would like to think I taught him a lot, but then again, he's so smart. Ain't shit I was going to teach him.
He's highly intelligent. That's for sure. Must have got that from his grandparents. He didn't get it from his mom and dad.
So where'd you grow up here in Peoria, man?
Man, I'm a product of the South Side of the Warner Homes, which is now I think River West, right on MacArthur. Single mom. The same story that you hear all the time. Single mom projects. My mom was able to get her stuff together, so to speak. So we end up moving better and better each time. So we went from the projects to over by Woodrow Wilson, then out eventually to the Vinton Highlands where we stayed.
Oh, nice. So how was your childhood, would you say?
Oh man, we was poor as shit, bro.
You got a beautiful home now.
Oh
man.
yeah. That show Silver Spoons I was on. I don't know if you remember that, but there was a show called Silver Spoons, and this kid had everything in his house. So now I have everything at my house.
Yeah, man, it sucks. If I would never want to be handed shit. I always want to fucking work for it.
Yep.
I could never imagine being one of those people that were just handed something their whole life instead of going out and getting it.
Yep.
It kind of makes you like, if you live like a soft, comfortable life, like show me a man who doesn't have any scars, and I'll show you a man who's never given his all to anything. You know what I mean?
Yep. Got to fall down and get back up.
Yep. That's very important. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like even like when you're going through hard shit in your life, you're like, oh, why me? Why me? Well, it's going to be for a reason. Probably don't see it now, but it'll show itself.
Work out.
Yeah.
But I also think some people are victims of their own circumstance, right? They make bad choices after bad choice after bad choice. And then, oh no, why me? Woe was me. I'm like, no, you don't have to do that.
People self-sabotage,
They do.
It's sad.
Absolutely. Yep.
So while you were growing up back then, compared to Peoria now, what differences do you see like in the tone of the city anyway?
Well, the biggest difference from when I was younger to now is that you could be scolded by strangers back then, right? If I was out doing something wrong and that person saw me doing something and knew my mom or dad, hey, Lamont, I just saw him doing XYZ, or they would tell you right then and get on your ass right then and there. Okay. Today, you can't tell nobody about their kid. Hey, yo, I saw your kid doing that. Not my baby. I know my child.
Man.
I'm like, come on, man. It's on video, bro.
Yeah, that's so true. Especially like, you play sports when you were a kid?
No.
Well,
a little bit.
When I was a kid, how the coaches work compared to how we're supposed to coach now is like night and day.
Yeah.
I remember, shout out to Coach Blake, rest in peace, Victor Blake. He used to go off on us. He'll tell us, if you don't want a beer, man, you don't have to beer. If you want to be a bitch at home, just shit like that. I'm talking about like, shut the fuck up when I'm talking, like shit like that. You tell a kid now, hey man, shut the hell up. They're finna run home and tell their mama or daddy, and they're finna, next thing you know, you have a meeting at practice.
Yeah.
Man, these kids are like softer than baby shit, man.
They are soft. Luckily, I haven't had any issues because growing up from the projects and making it all the way to the Vinton Highlands in my youth, I've met everybody. So I know most of the kids coming up, especially the black kids, I know their dad if they have one, or I definitely know their mom. And so I haven't had any issues with that. I've told kids, I'm gonna go tell my dad. Go tell him. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call him. I got his number. I'm gonna call him and tell him what you're doing, and it always works in my favor. So, but I have had coaches have that issue, but I haven't had it yet. And I've been coaching about 15, 20 years.
Yes, let's get into your coaching. Where are you coaching? I know last time I seen you, maybe was my son's 8th grade. Damn, that was like 3-4 years ago. He must have been at Limestone then, I believe, because we
Yeah.
played each other in like the Toilet Bowl, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know?
And maybe he was a Metamora, right?
Yeah.
We lost that game.
I think you guys beat us earlier that season.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And then for something flipped with them, with Metamora, and they went on like a 7 or 8 game winning streak.
Nice. Keon Allen.
Yeah, Keon Allen. That kid's a beast.
He is a stud. Yes.
I think he's out there still balling.
Yep.
And they have another kid. Can't think of his name. He's track fast. I think he had a pretty good season. I don't know exactly how well Metamora did in high school this year, but man, they used to be a powerhouse when I was playing. Powerhouse.
They did. You know what stopped that? You know what stopped everybody from being a powerhouse around Peoria? Kendrick Joseph Green. He literally flipped the scales from when he decided to go to Peoria High. Richwoods start being bad. A lot of their good kids transferred to Peoria High. Metamora started being bad. We beat them in the playoffs in Metamora. Morton started being bad for a while.
Damn, did you guys beat Metamora in Metamora?
In Metamora, yeah. Shout out to Ryan Tutt and LaCal London, who played great.
Yeah, LaCal's a beast too. Is he with the Falcons right now?
He's with the Falcons, yeah. Yep.
And so why didn't because you're a Richwoods alumni, aren't you?
I am, class of '91.
What stopped him from you putting him out in Richwoods?
His mama.
Oh, his mama. Is that where he wanted him to go?
The plan was me and her had split. So I moved out to Richwoods and wanted him to play with my friends' kids. And at that time, Peoria High, I mean, they were winning 1 or 2 games a year. Right?
Yeah, was this right around the time Woodruff shut down and Tim started taking over? I know it took Tim a couple years to, start having some winning schedule or winning season.
Winning seasons, yep. That is correct. And so it was about 9:00 at night, and I'm laying in the bed, and he calls me. He's like, "Famo, Famo." Back then, that was the word they used. Now it's bro, but back then it was Famo. Like, I think I'm gonna go to Peoria High, and I said, "Well, they haven't won 2 games, in a long time, in years." And he's like, "Well, got this person, this person, this person. I think we'll win a state championship." And like a Soldier Boy was like, "Drake." I was like, "State." State?
It's like playoffs?
I was like, right, playoffs? I said, "Man, you got to be kidding me." He's like, "No, I think we could do it." And he went, and he just performed like an animal, and he willed them to a the first state championship.
Changed that whole program around, man.
Not only did he change the whole program around, he changed the landscape of Peoria, city of Peoria football.
Man,
where now
awesome.
All those kids that would go to, they used to, in my day, guys would buy houses and rent houses that couldn't afford for their child to play football at Richwoods, And so Richwoods, to our dismay, had a little arrogance about themselves, right? So we're Richwoods, you're going to do it our way. We're not going to throw the ball. We're going to run this 44 belly all the time.
Belly,
yeah. And so all the wide receiver kids they couldn't go anywhere because the ball wasn't being thrown. Then Tim Thornton takes over Peoria High. Kendrick goes to Peoria High, and they start throwing the ball. And, they say if you build it, they will come, right? Yeah. And every kid who has talent, even to this day, it's been 10 years or so since he left Peoria High. Every kid who has any talent in a skill position runs to Peoria High, and rightfully so.
Yeah. Man, Tim, shout out to Tim. He definitely changed Woodruff's program around.
He did.
I got there in about summer of 2005 or something like that. And he said something to me because my mom was like, you're not fucking playing varsity. You're not fucking playing varsity. I was like, all right. So, but I went to every varsity practice, I was practicing with them, and I was turning up. And I told him, like, I can't play varsity. My mom's not going to let me. He goes, well, look, Justin, you have 2 choices. You could play down there, not get any better, smoke everybody, have fun. Or you could come up here, you get your ass kicked every day, and become the greatest version of yourself. Mm-hmm. And I chose to play varsity. And unfortunately, my freshman year, because I was about to take that starting running back job from this junior, the week before we have like the blue and gold game. I don't know what
Right.
Central
Yep.
calls it or not.
Yep.
One of my teammates, asshole, there's a bogus ass like late hit on me, breaks my
Mhm.
collarbone,
I remember that. Yeah.
man.
Yep.
And my mom had her playoff moment because when my mom was fucking pissed. She starts
I
going
bet.
in on Tim about about the shit happening. And he goes, well, Vanessa, you don't know, man. Maybe Justin heals it, comes back, and at the end of the year, he helps us win a game to get into playoffs. And my mom just goes, fucking playoffs? Fucking playoffs? 'Cause the year before, they went 0-9.
Right.
She goes, fucking playoffs? Yeah, okay. And Tim just walks away. Man, I felt bad for those coaches having to do it, Vanessa.
Yeah. I remember that vaguely. Your collarbone being broken.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild. Those were wild times back then.
yeah.
We were all younger.
Man, it was a different way to play too. It's a lot different. Like we got to do the USA coaching clinic and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and they
Yeah.
teach you everything. But back then, we were using the crown of our heads like crazy,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and that shit's dangerous these
Dangerous.
days.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get suspended as a coach or player, and crack somebody with the crown,
Yeah.
which is just it is what it is. I mean, the game does need to get safer.
Yeah. I agree. We don't want a bunch of people in their 40s and 50s, and then they want to kill themselves or kill anyone else because they have CTE
Yeah,
from playing
it's
football.
dangerous,
Yeah.
man. It's dangerous. I feel like sometimes I suffer from it in some type of way.
Mm,
Not like an extreme way, but
okay.
like I mean, I don't get headaches or anything, but like I'd be trying to have a conversation. Sometimes I know what word I'm trying to say and I can't
Hmm.
pronounce it. Maybe that's just from smoking pot or some shit.
Yeah. That might be a little drug induced right there. Yeah. Yeah. That's
but
funny though.
but I do worry about it because some of these you've heard players commit suicide just by shooting
Yeah.
themselves in the heart because they're seeing or hearing things,
Hmm.
and then like they study their brain and it's like a 45-year-old dude has a brain of like a 98-year-old
Yeah.
person or something.
Yeah.
It's
Sad.
crazy.
Yeah. Sad.
So yeah, is there a is there anything like about Peoria that is like sticks out to you in a way that like it's known for or like good or bad? Like there's a lot of shootings and
Yeah.
we kind of get a bad rap in a way
Yeah.
because of these young kids and whatnot. But what about Peoria that like sticks out to you? That's like a good thing, I guess.
A good thing about Peoria, I'll tell you what. When I was coming up, Peoria, the city council and the mayor, they voted down everything that was fun. We used to be able to cruise Main Street back in the day. That's probably before your time. We used to be able to loiter, which means for all you young kids, we just go somewhere and stand. And that was okay, right? Can't do that nowadays. If you got 10 or 15 guys just standing around in the parking lot, here comes the police. Hey, move it along, move it along. So and that was free, right? You could drive up Main Street free. You could loiter at Landmark parking lot free. But then we would do that, but then all of a sudden bad things start happening. So the city start cutting it down. And a good thing about Peoria is if you have a black owned business, look at me when I say this. If you have a black owned business, there are ways where the city will help you make money. I owned a business, Mattress by Appointment, for 2 years. And the city they helped me out. They gave me grants and I didn't even need them. They're like, hey, you're eligible for this, you're eligible for that. I became what they call a procurement, where I was a contractor for the city, where if they needed any type of mattresses or mattress accessories, they would come to me and I could bid on it. And so from that, as a business owner, oh, that was tremendous, tremendous.
Nice. Did you ever notice? Because a lot of like I have a couple of friends who own black owned businesses and stuff, and they would always complain to me about how like their black friends wouldn't support their black owned businesses.
Yeah.
Did you notice something like that
Oh,
too?
oh yeah. Black people, I want to say this. Don't get mad at me, black people. I'm black. I love my people. But we will not support a legitimate black owned business. We'll support the weed man, the coke man. But if you got a legitimate business, my money came from Mexicans and white people. A black person would come in, just say if the mattress was $1,000, which is not bad for a mattress, right? Um, Black people, oh, I'm not paying that. Little Ricky, he got the hookup down on Butler Street. We're gonna buy it from him for $250. Okay, that's fine, but you don't know what's in that mattress. You don't know if it's got cancer causing chemicals in it or what, right? And white people come in $1,000. Oh man, I just looked the one over there. It was 2,500. So $1,000 here. Take my debit card. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get one for me, one for somebody else, one for somebody else. And then the Mexicans that come in, when I don't know if you know anything about Mexicans, but they roll deep. Hey, I need 15 mattresses. Hell yeah, you do. Okay,
Because they
okay.
got 15 people living in this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I'm
and
Chicano.
yeah,
I got Mexican family and
they
stuff.
got a lot of people, and they want mattresses for everybody. No one's on the floor, so that
Man,
was great. But black people, if you're a black owned business and you're waiting for black people to support you to help out your cause, it'll never happen. Not in Peoria, it'll never happen.
man, it sucks.
Yeah, it
See, like
does.
Mexicans, this is what they do. So, say they'll come from Mexico, right? It'd
Right.
be like them and 5 of their family members. They'll get a house, and they all live in that house. They all work, and they all pitch in, and they all save their money. And then
Hmm.
next thing you know, they own the house next door too. And
Yeah,
then some more family will come up, and they all just kind of stick together until they own the whole block.
yeah,
And it's kind
yeah.
of crazy. This guy so the guy that I work for, he rents out this little area, this little storage area that we keep all our chemicals and shit. His name's Pedro, maybe, or something like that. I can't think.
It's always Pedro or
Yeah,
Juan.
the dude owns literally because it's right next to that checking cash over there on Main Street.
Okay.
Dude owns a body shop right there, and he owns the whole fucking block.
Mm,
It's crazy. I'm like, damn, dude, how'd he get this? And then I was talking to him about it. Sure enough, that's what happened. Him and his family, like
yeah.
his employees, his family.
Yep.
Like
That's how the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
his there's this little Mexican store too.
Hmm.
Guess who runs that? His
His
wife.
wife. Yep.
A little laundromat. Guess who runs that? His cousin. Like
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
like they all, you know, they stay together.
Yeah. And that is sort of the exact same way I think they call it Patels from India. They own all the hotels. They'll come in, they'll buy a hotel, and everybody in their family will live in the hotel. Everybody in their family will work in the hotel. Then they'll build up all this money, go buy another hotel for the oldest son. Now he's taking everybody with him. They do the exact same thing. So that's why if you notice when you go out of town, you go to a hotel, even a national chain, it's an Indian guy from
Hmm.
India at the front desk, and he not working there. He own it.
And he
He's the
lives
owner.
there. They live there
Yeah,
too
and they
and
live
shit.
there.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're gonna clean your room, all that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So we'll change the subject a little bit here. Like obviously there's a lot of negative and bad shit about Pure, especially this youth that's coming up. With like motherfuckers killing each other.
Mhm.
How many fucking times I watched my mom fucking ball her eyes out because one of her babies got murdered by somebody
Mhm.
else. You know what I mean? And where do you think all this shit starts with? Do you think it starts with the parents at home? Like, who do you think should be like blamed for all this stuff?
Okay, I've thought about this a long time. My first answer is this. Hear me out before you say anything. Okay. Go back, just go on a commitment report. Just go back 2 years, right? And everybody, I went back, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. Everybody under 25 who got arrested for something violent had one thing in common. And you know what that one thing was? Long hair.
The
I
dreads.
shit you not. They had dreads or some type of nappy head combo. And I got to thinking, why does why could that be? And I'm like, well, when I had waves back in the day, I had hair. It took time to get them waves, right? You had to brush your hair. You had to get sporting waves. You had to get the do rag. You had to brush your hair while I was in the do rag. You get up in the morning. You had to put more sporting waves. It took a lot of time
Some
to keep
discipline to do
waves
it,
and
huh?
some discipline. And now they just grow the hair. They don't comb their hair. They don't shave unless they go get a hair to go to the barber on the time they shave. So all that time that they could be using on themselves, they are out in the streets. That's one thing. That's part one. Part two is 85%. Now, this I don't know how true this is, but I've been reading a lot lately. But 85% of people incarcerated come from single family homes, right? We need to get fathers for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is why that mom is single, a single mom. but we need to get more fathers involved in their kids' lives. How do we do that? I'm not for sure. I know I have me between my wife and I, we have 9, and I'm there every day. Since birth, and that's why a lot of kids we see that are successful. Ask them, hey, how'd you grow up? Did you have a 2-parent household, or if you had a 1-parent household, was the other parent, whether it's the mom or the dad, were they around a lot? Did they take you shopping? Did they take you on vacations? They discipline you, all that stuff. And if you have 2 people that can raise that child, he or she is less likely to commit a crime. Like when I was a kid, my mom was a single parent, but I was afraid of my my mom. She's went through a year and a half of cancer treatments, and body don't work like it used to, and I'm still afraid of my mom. And back in the day, you could spank your kids, you punch them, all that, and it was no big deal. Now it's like there's no accountability for the child. They can do whatever they want. They can do it whenever they want, and who's going to say they can't? If you're the parent, you say you can't do that. Well, F you, I'm going on anyway. What can you do? Now you got to call the police on him. Now you're taking a chance he might get shot by the police because he's bad. It's like you can't win. But I think if you have 2 people, but it's got to be from birth. You got to instill that foundation in that child at birth. You can't go let him get the long hair, put the diamonds in his earring because he's so cute. That's my man. I see a lot of people say, "Oh, it's my man. That's my man." No, he's not your friend. He's your child. You need to direct him on the right path. And if you don't, then things happen.
Yeah, just that whole man. So from like your guys' generation of parents to like my generation of parents to like the generation of parents now, it's like totally fucking. I don't know what the hell happened. It's like most people that are parents that are my age are shitty ass parents.
Yeah.
Or like they have that mentality that their child is their friend.
Yeah.
There's no consequences for when their child fucks up or does anything stupid. They can't take away anything. Or I used to get whoopings. You know what I mean? That shit
Yeah.
goes a long way. And I know
Goes a long
you
way.
can't even hit your kid these days, and or they could call the cops on you or some shit.
Yep. I tell my kids funny when they do stuff wrong. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pitch in a chokehold. He's like, oh well, what if I call the police? All right, go. You go to that foster home. Meet up with the booty hole man if you want to. You want to leave this $250,000 house and all these this, Nike this, Nike that, hot tub, and we got a pool and all that. Go ahead, call them.
Yeah, that what you're saying about the single mother household. I've seen these statistics about it. Like everything is like 85 to 90%. The reason why, like suicides are higher in a single mother household. Being put in jail, being homeless, jobless, a whole bunch of stuff like that. Without and it's being raised by your mother. But I was raised by my mother just like you, and we
Yep.
turned out pretty good.
Yep.
I would say.
You know
Anyway.
what changed me? What helped me out? Well, like I said, for one, my mom was she was that nigga. Like I've seen her whip a whole family in a project. She took them out, drug them out one by one, and not just hit them, whoop them,
But
right?
yeah, so
And so I was afraid of her, but I didn't know how to be a man, right? A woman can only teach you so much.
yeah.
A lot of these, women want to claim Father's Day. I'm the mother and the father. No, you can't teach him how to be a man. And you know who taught me how to be a man? The goddamn Marine Corps. I signed up for the Marines because my sister's dad was in the Marines. I had all these Marine tattoos, and I thought it was cool. And I didn't like going to school. My mom's like, look, you got to do something. You just can't be sitting around here because you're going to end up dead or in prison, right? So I joined the Marines, and that day when I was 17 years old and went to boot camp or signed up for the Marines, my mom had to co-sign because I wasn't old enough to sign a paper. That right there single-handedly changed my life, and I used that to change my kids' lives.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, because I had a dad, but like he was like a kid. I didn't know at the time when I was being raised by him that I was watching him grow up too. I was too young to understand that.
Yep.
So like he wasn't like the greatest father at all. And I had a lot of coaches. A lot of my coaches were like father figures to me. And I thank God for them because a lot of them did set me on like a right path because I was disrespectful a little bit to my mom, but I think it was just out of anger.
Yep.
Anger
Yep.
from when I was a child. A lot of shit
Yep.
happened to me, and I blamed her, but I didn't know that she couldn't protect herself, let alone me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But when you're a kid, you just don't think like that. You don't see shit
Don't
like
see
that.
it. Yep.
And then when me and my mom finally made amends. You know what helped us out?
What was that?
Football.
Football. There you go.
And that's crazy that football brought us together. And
Mm-hmm.
we always thought football was something God or the universe, whatever you want to say. But in my life, no, I think it really put it in her life because you
Mm-hmm.
see, she is still
Still that
at
football.
Woodruff
Yep.
JFL. She is
Yep.
still Miss V. You know, what I mean, she's taking care
Mm-hmm.
of thousands of kids
Yep.
have come through her program,
Yep.
and just to see like how proud she is when your son or what's the other guy's name?
Lacal.
Lacal.
Yep.
He just donated some
Yep.
helmets and
Helmets.
stuff,
Yep. He did.
and
Don't forget about Marcus Cox. Was through
yeah,
there.
Marquise.
Yep.
Yep.
Marcus.
And
Yep.
then man, Marquise. He's what's he with the?
He's in Denver. Oh no, did he leave Denver? He was with
I know he
Denver.
was
I think he was
unsigned.
somewhere, maybe Seattle, maybe. I'm not for sure. He's in the league somewhere
Yeah.
though. Yeah,
And that dude's a monster. That dude's
he's
huge.
huge.
That's a
Yeah,
big boy.
he's a big fella.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Miss Ruthie. That's her
yeah,
son.
yep. Shout out to Miss Ruthie and Gregory Cox.
Yeah, man, we had some studs coming out of Peoria,
Yep,
especially like your guy. I bet Sherrick McManus,
McManus. Yep,
straight out of
yep.
Richwoods. When I was a freshman, I watched him and Micah Gordon. I don't know if you know who Micah Gordon
Uh-uh.
is. Micah Gordon was a wide receiver at Woodruff my freshman year. He was a stud. Him and Sherrick went at it, but
Mm,
he had like 13 catches, 250 yards, and a couple touchdowns on Sherrick.
mm,
But they were going at it. Sherrick also had like 2 or 3 interceptions.
mm-hmm.
The score was like 72-40. Richwood smoked us. Don't get me wrong, but it was I didn't realize what I was watching at the time.
Mm-hmm.
2 fucking D1 athletes just
Going
going
at
at
it.
it,
Yep,
man.
yep.
And I was I'll never forget this shit. I love Sherrick for what he did. Low key, he doesn't even know me or anything like that. But the
Mm-hmm.
same dude that broke my collarbone that year was trying to some sneaky sucker fucking hit him. You know what I
Uh
mean?
huh.
Sherrick was just running like this. Dude was coming out the side. I don't know if Sherrick seen him or not, but Sherrick fucking put his shoulder into him and just fucking knocked the dude out like beautifully. That's that fucking D1 strength. You know what I mean? Whatever it was, is whatever he had, man. That dude was just unbelievable, an
Yeah.
unbelievable athlete, and played for the Bears for like
Yep.
what
Yep.
10 years.
He had a nice long NFL career. Yep. Sherrick was so good. You know, I worked at Bridgestone Firestone making tires in Bloomington. I'm on break one day. A guy comes up to me, hey, Lamont, you from Peoria, right? I said, yeah. He said, man, my son was a hell of a football player, but man, we played a kid at Richwoods, played Richwoods, and man, this kid, he had a cast on his arm, a broke arm. He said, man, he blocked kicks, caught the ball, intercepted the ball, made the tackles. He was amazing. I said, oh, you talk about Sherrick? Yeah, his name's Sherrick. He was like, well, what is he up to now? I said, oh, he played for the Bears. He's like, yeah, that's about right. Yep.
Yep, kid went to Northwestern,
Yep.
drafted by Texans.
Yep. Houston. Yep.
Man, shit, dude. I wonder
He's
what
a
it's up to
stud.
these days.
Huh?
Wonder what he's up to these
I
days.
don't know. I talked to his brother maybe once or twice a year. So I haven't seen. I don't think I've ever met Sherrick personally, but his reputation precedes him. As far as football player.
Stud, man,
Yeah.
stud. Well, let's see here. So, when you were, what schools did you actually go to when you were growing up?
Oh man, I started off and when we lived in the projects. I went to Webster School, which is now like a Head Start on the South End. Went to Woodrow Wilson. Then back then they made it like K through 8 or no K through 5 and no what they make it? Yeah, K through 5 or K through 4 and then 5 through 8. So then I ended up going to Sterling. Then we end up moving. I end up finishing at Mark Fields.
Yeah, because I just wanted to get your opinion on Peoria's educational system today. What your thoughts on that is.
Okay. Now, mind you, I'm planning on running for school board in a couple years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm glad you brought that up. Um, over the say 10 years or so, I've had the luxury of attending family members' college graduation. Okay. Now there are 3 schools who make predominantly teachers in our area: Bradley, ISU, and Knox College. Okay. A lot of and Eureka too, for that matter. A lot of people graduate from there and they become teachers, right? So I was like, "Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. You looking for a job? No, I don't have a job yet. Hey, you ever apply in Peoria? And, you get that like on Friday, like, damn. And 90% of the time, this is the response I get. In Peoria, the kids are bad and the parents are just as worse.
Mm.
I get that a lot. And so you got all these people on the school board who are trying to make the school board better on the outside, you know. And as you play football, you play sports, you coach sports. The number one every coach says to their player is the little things, right? You have to do the little things right. When you're at the free throw line, someone's got to box the shooter out because he might get the rebound and put it up and score. When you're on the offensive line, if the snap count is on 2, everyone has to go on 2. If someone goes on 1, that little thing right there will cost you 5 yards, right? And that could, football is a game of inches. That could be the difference between a win and a loss, right? And we all know that. But for some odd reason, we cannot get the little things right inside the district. And what do I call the little things? Okay. The uniform policy, right? That's a big one for me. My son, he left Sterling. We were able to buy this house we're in now, and he wears the wrong color shirt at Rolling Acres one day, just by mistake. They call me, hey, he needs to change his shirt. I said, okay, well, what? He won't wear that shirt again. Just finish out the day. Now, this mine just like 11 o'clock. No, you need to come bring him a shirt right now. I'm like, okay, if those are the rules, I know what rules are. That's fine. It was a mistake. Good kid. I'll bring him a shirt. But I get there, hardly any kid is in the proper uniform, right? Some kids are wearing spandex. A lot of girls wear spandex pants or leggings, whatever, not uniform pants. Even now at Richmond, I go pick my son up, and I'm just sitting there on my phone. I look up, girl's got the booty cheeks hanging out the bottom of the shorts. And I'm like, what the hell? And those little things like that, if we can control those little things, in my opinion, then the big things will happen. Once we change our image, it's like you having a party at your house, right? First thing you'll do, people coming, just say people coming at 4, at noon, what you gonna do? Clean that fucking place up, right? Because you don't want nobody thinking you got a nasty, dirty house, right? Makes sense, right?
Oh yeah.
We need to clean up our house and our image. And if we do that, then we can attract some black male teachers because we don't hardly have any, and more intelligent people because we don't hardly have any. We got a lot of. I've been in these schools with the Peoria Park District every Friday. I've been to every school this year, and there's mainly all white women teachers, right?
And District 150 is predominantly black and Mexican.
Right.
There's few whites and whatnot. Do you think these kids need someone like themselves? They look up and they see, oh, okay, well,
Yep. Representation matters.
Yeah,
it matters a lot. Yeah.
That's why, like for me, as I coach the girls' flag now for Woodridge FO, I fill my staff up with women. Like it's just me and then like a few other chicks. Because they don't know fucking form. They don't know what a fucking go route is or backpedaling. I mean, some of them probably do, but I think it's very important that the girls that I coach see somebody like themselves up there. So I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, it does matter, especially with women, and now the flag is like 12 to 14 years old, right?
It's 14U.
Yeah, so some of them may be having the menstrual cycle for the first time. They can't come to you about that. If I coach some girls, you can't come out. I don't know. So
I'm like, go see Vanessa.
Like so representation does matter, and I think with Peoria schools, we have to clean up our image. And this is a surprising fact. I didn't know this. Teachers are complaining because kids are coming to kindergarten and don't know their legal name, right? And I'll give you an example. It's mind blowing, right?
What?
I'll give you an example.
Talking about man does it know his name's
Yeah,
Dante or some shit
right.
like that?
Okay, this kid
Whoa.
name is Raymond, but everyone calls him Ray Ray. So when they're taking attendance, say Raymond Johnson, and no one says anything.
Whoa.
Well, Raymond Johnson's been marked absent, and then the mom, they call the mom. Oh, I know he's at school as a kindergarten. I dropped him off, walked him in, but he don't know that because everyone's been calling him Ray Ray for 5 years. He don't know his name is Raymond,
It's fucked up.
and it's not just one or two kids. You get a class, and half the class, mostly black kids, for some reason, don't know their legal name. Mind blowing to me. I don't know how, as a
Yeah,
parent, you cannot teach your child their legal name.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you just mentioned like you will see the girls, wearing the booty shorts and shit like
Mhm.
that. Like when I sat down with my mom and I put together my girls' uniform,
Mhm.
I wanted for sure not to have them wear those fucking little, those volleyball shorts that
Mhm.
they be wearing for
Yeah.
most sports. And it seemed like every other program that's what they were wearing.
Yeah.
Now I had my girls in football pants.
There you go.
I'm not going to sexualize a
Right.
14-year-old
Don't want to
dude.
do that.
Yeah,
No.
that shit is so fucking gross to me,
Yep.
especially having a daughter myself.
Yep.
That shit's fucked. And as a parent, I don't see how you can have your little girl out there just out there like that.
Yep.
There's a lot of fucking creeps. Let's be
A
honest.
lot of creeps out there.
A lot of fucking creeps. And it's pretty fucking disgusting, man.
Yep.
Especially like some of the shit that they be allowing their kids to post on the internet
Yeah.
of themselves, sexualizing themselves, and they're just, to me, babies.
Yep.
It's fucking gross, man.
Yep.
So, are you still coaching these days, though?
Oh yeah, I'm at Richmond's JFL. I'm on the Richmond's JFL board. I love coaching. I've been coaching so long. I coached a lady's son. Now I'm coaching her grandson.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it? That's a crazy fact. So I've gone through the family tree, and coaching is my really getaway. Like I can get away from home. My wife's not there nagging me about doing this, doing that. I can nag the kids, so to speak. And for some reason, I've learned over the 15, 20 years or so that kids love structure. They want to be told what to do and how to do it because they just can't do it on their own. Because they're just kids, they don't know.
Yeah,
So
it's very important.
yeah, structure is very important. Get there. I'm sure your team first thing you do.
Routine.
Yeah,
Routine is important as
First
hell,
thing we're gonna
man.
do, we're gonna stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna run that lap. Then we're gonna get into some drills. Then we're gonna get, so that routine of them doing that, man, they love it. Especially when they're younger. Oh, they love it. Now when they get about 12, 13, 14, now it's all about being cool. I gotta look cool when I do this,
Mhm.
I don't want to block. Block is not fun, but I want to
Little
celebrate.
did they know that's the most important part.
The most
Because
important
you
part
can't
on
do
the
a
team.
goddamn thing without blocks.
Yeah. I had a team this year. We had a hard time blocking, and I said, we got one running back hurt with our failure to block. And I said, you know what? We throwing the ball. We became a passing team because our linemen were big enough where they could just stand in there. They can block for a second.
Which age group do you coach?
I did. This was last year. I did 12 youth.
12
Yeah, and so we start throwing the ball, and we went on like a 5-game run, just killing teams, and I start sending blitzes and stuff. And I made it fun for the kids. Where on defense, everybody moved. Sometimes the coaches tell you to stay home and you stay in your area.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are too hyper for that. At least these guys were. They need to move around. So I'll send a blitz. I'll blitz. I'll send a stunt. I'll send a cornerback blitz. And man, we start killing them. We didn't make the playoffs because once I figured this out, it was too late. So it was all on me. They didn't do nothing wrong. It was entirely my fault. But we were able to win our bowl game, and we're the only team in the Richmond's JFL this season who won their final game.
Nice.
So that I got everybody a bowl ring. I say if we win, we're gonna get a bowl ring. Oh, for real, coach. You can see the twinkle in their eye because they want to be winners.
Yeah.
So whether my goal has always been since the playoff has started to win the final game, whether we're playing for first place, third place, or bowl game. You win your final game, everyone's happy, the parents happy. The parents are happy because the kids are happy, and then all the bad stuff that happened during the season seems to be forgotten.
Yeah. Hey, that's how I know you're a good coach. And yeah, being able to like have an idea on how you want to coach and how you want things to go for your team, you really don't know until you
Yeah.
understand what you have on your
Yep.
team, and that's what happened with us this year. I mean, granted, we were just so damn fast. It's kind of like a cheat code,
Yeah.
and there was only a few other teams. Like there's two there's two Washington teams, and one was like of little tiny girls. So
Mhm.
like when we played them, because it's supposed to be like 7-on-7 or something. Yeah, 7-on-7. I would have like three people on offense or on defense.
Mhm.
Just so they could have fun too. But when we once we start getting rolling and shit like that, like being able to see these girls go from I don't even know how to hold a football
Mhm.
or make a move to fucking people up by the end of the year. Like for example, my quarterback Kayla, she was she actually it's what's his name? Faith and Eric.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
their daughter.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
She comes in and she's all shy. She
Mhm.
talks like this in the huddle. But I
Mhm.
made her my QB1 to watch her go from like this shy kid to like mid-season, like holding down the offense, the huddle, being able to tell other people, "Hey man, get your shit together," or Coach
Mhm.
Chap's gonna make us run. Like see her confidence build
Mhm.
and become a totally different player from day one to
Mhm.
the end. And like she has generational talent, I believe. Like she's gonna go to Central. And I think one day she could be the best fucking player in the goddamn state. That's how good
Mm.
she is.
Wow.
Yeah. And the only game we lost is she got like heat stroke or something. Like
Mhm.
she went down, and I felt as a coach to prepare our backup for her, just in case
Right.
anything like that happened. I'll take the blame for that one. But we barely lost. It was by like maybe 5 points. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It was a last minute score on the other team's end. Good job to them. Congrats to them. But we didn't even get to play them again like we played every other team. But I think we
Gotcha.
would have smoked ass if we played them again. But no, man, just watching her progression just from day one to
Mhm.
boom, it's like why I feel like I do it.
You know, I tell people all the time, the most important position on a football team is the backup quarterback.
Mhm.
Because it's not a question of if your quarterback goes down, it's a matter of
When,
when they're going
yeah,
down. And if that
yep,
backup is prepared, then your team will just keep on rolling.
yeah, yeah, man, it was a good season. I can't wait for this season. I believe we're gonna start again in the July
Okay.
or so, and yeah, get back to it. Only got like, dude, I only had like 9 or 10 girls last year, which was perfect because I'm sure you had a team where it's like 25 plus kids, and you're like, fuck,
Fuck
man,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
And then you go from smart ass little boys to girls who are just like trying to figure shit out. Like,
Mhm.
who's never even caught a pass or
Right.
anything like that in their life. It's pretty easy compared to those those motherfucking boys that
Yeah.
like to say
Boys
some
with
slick
trouble.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. They will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They'll try you and all that. Yep. I love it. I tell you, coaching, I would say probably other than the Marines, like saved my life. Like back when I was working, I'm retired now. Hey, but when I worked, I would go to practice, go to
Hmm.
bed, go to work, go to practice, go to bed, go to work. You know, so that saved me from hanging out in the streets, spending all my money at the club.
I'm sure you
You
saved
know,
some kids' lives yourself.
oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I have. Yeah, absolutely. The best thing about it is like my first or second group of kids that I had at Richwoods when I first went over there. A lot of them are grown. They're adults now, 24,
Hmm.
25, 26, and they have kids, you know. And I'll see them back when they used to drink. I would go be at cruises or somewhere, and they, hey, Coach Lamont, blah, blah, let me buy you a drink. You know, everything you told me really happened, you know, and that light bulb in their head goes off when they're dealing with their life experiences. And they bring that back to me and say, oh, you told me to do this, but I didn't listen because I was a knucklehead kid, but you were right, you know. And it brings a tear to my eye every time I think about it. You
Yeah, it's
know,
awesome, man. It is. That's why we do it, right?
that's why we do it for the future.
So you just mentioned you're retired. How is the retired life, man?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, this shit is fantastic.
What did you do for a living?
I made tires at Bridgestone, Firestone. I did that for 21 years, and I had 10 years in the Marines. And my goal was to be retired by 55. I was actually able to retire. VA actually retired me at 46 because
Mm,
I have a bunch of injuries that I got hurt in the Marines. I have forgot about it. So all these years when I'm working and doing my other stuff, I'm paying for physical therapy, paying for spinal decompression. I got the shot in my back. I'm doing the cycle over and over. I probably spent $15,000 on this stuff, going over
Sheesh.
and over and over. And so one day, a guy goes, "Hey, why don't you check into if you got any VA benefits?" I said, "Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I got hurt, you know." So I looked playing around one day. I had some free time, and I went and checked in, and they got my medical records, and it took them 2 years to get my medical records. Right?
Jesus.
I had forgot about it. They mailed them to me on like microfiche. That's how back then I had everything on microfiche, and everything that was wrong with my body, I had went to sick call, whatever for it, and VA. I've heard horror stories before I joined the military about VA hospitals and stuff, how they
Mhm.
experiment on you. But this place over at Grand Prairie in Peoria has been nothing but great. Nothing. I get acupuncture. They have vision. I get to see a primary care physician.
I always wanted to do spinal decompression.
Man, I did it. It was great, but it didn't help me.
No.
I did it. Each when I say I did it 3 times, but each one was like 12 times, right? A session. So I did it, but it just didn't help.
You ever seen a chiropractor?
Yeah, that's who did the spinal decompression.
Did they? I mean, did they like adjust you?
I was kind of scared of that. Like, hey, my shit's already fucked up, bro. I don't want to be paralyzed.
I'll be watching those videos all the time, just like,
Yeah,
oh man, I think I might need that, but
Yeah.
it's
yep.
scary.
I've seen them do animals and stuff, and the animal be like,
Yeah.
But yeah, the VA, man. If you join the military, everybody out there watching, you join the military. Fun times. You're gonna have some great times. You're gonna have some times like, oh my god, this shit sucks. But when you're done, make sure you have all of your medical records when you walk out that door. When you're 4 years or 10 years, like I did, or you do 20 years, make sure you have all your medical records because when you turn 40, when you turn 50, when all these things start popping up, like I did a lot of explosives, right? We dealt with a lot of landmines. One of the things I did, and I also worked in the admin office, but going out dealing with explosives, that's just loud, right?
Yeah, years.
Now my ears ring so much when I had to go take my hearing test. That picture in the soundproof booth, you hit the button. Every time you hear a sound, I just held my button down, and the lady's like, "Hey, we haven't even started the test yet."
Because you're constantly in a ring.
All I heard was ringing, and I thought she was running the test. She's like, "No, we haven't even started the test." I said, "Well, I can't even take the test thing. All I hear is ringing."
I have seen commercials of if you were in the military
Yeah,
and it was like some
but the earplugs were
things.
bad.
Yeah, that's what
The
they were.
earplugs were bad. Yeah, I was part of the bad earplug group. The
Jeez.
little yellow ones that you just roll up and pin your ear. Yeah, so man, I mean, my hearing is shot. My vision's going bad too, but I can hear, but it's got to be loud.
Yeah. Well, shit, we're winding down here. I just got a couple more questions for you. If there was a message that you would like to say to like the youth coming up here in Peoria, uh, what would you like to say, if any?
All right, that's easy. I'm gonna tell you the exact same thing I told some kids at Annie Joe Gordon about 3 weeks ago. Don't be afraid to do things alone. If you want to be successful, that ride to the top is lonely, bruh. It's lonely. The ride to the bottoms, oh, it's full of people. Everybody want to go. They want to go to the club. Everybody want to go to spring break. Everybody want to do that stuff. I think a famous rapper named Drake said, "You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym." Right. So if you're shooting in the gym, and it's going to be lonely when you go work out. If you're playing a sport, it's going to be lonely. If you want to play chess, it's going to be lonely. But that's just how it's got to be because other people, they can't do nothing but bring you down. It's easier for them to bring you down than for you to bring them up. Now, if you got a vision, it's not up to them to see your vision. You see your vision. You strive for that moment, for whatever it is you want. You want to be an actor, play sports, work for NASA, whatever it is you want to do. That journey is mostly going to be done alone. When Kendrick wanted to be the best, he had to work out and he was alone. I wasn't working out with him. Zach wasn't with him. He was alone. Shout out to Sean McGinnis, who kept kept them in the gym. Hey, I want to open a gym. Okay, I'm on my way. I open it up for you. So that ride to the top, I'm telling you, it is alone. But when you get there, everybody your friend when you make it.
That's
You
true.
know, all the ladies want you when you make it. When you got plenty of money in your pocket.
It is true.
You know, you can go to the Gucci and Louis store and stuff. Everybody wants to be your friend. But remember, you made it alone. You can make it. If you make it alone with nothing, you can be alone with something.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Well, I appreciate your time coming on here, dog. I am definitely trying to get some more serious people like you to come on here, not just some dumbass fucking friends of mine.
Right. I got one more thing I want to say.
All right, go for it, man.
I started the 6301 awards chain. Is given to 6301 is the address of Richwoods. If you don't know, 6301 North University, and I started that award for any Richwoods graduate who does positive things in the community. We've handed out 3. I'm doing another one tomorrow. So if you have anybody out there in your audience who's a Richwoods graduate who's doing things in the community, maybe people know of or that don't know of, send them my way, and we will get them a award chain, put them on social media. I'm trying to get enough people where we can have a dinner, like a banquet. So for all the award
That's awesome,
winners,
man.
yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Well, shit, man. I appreciate everything you do for the community. I appreciate you for coming on, and I definitely would love to have you on again. Hopefully, maybe with Kendrick or some shit. That'd be cool.
Love it. That'd be great.
Maybe I could get Zach on here too.
Get Zach on there. That's your buddy. That's your buddy.
Because I know his ass will be too fucking funny.
Yeah,
you know,
he's hilarious.
I'm sure he's got some stories. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Everybody, Lamont, Carroll, and
Team Splurge.
And if you guys want to get a hold of him, hit him up on Facebook, Lamont Carroll on Facebook. Anything else about the Richwood stuff?
That's it.
Is there a page for that?
Nope. They'll send me, if you see me on social media, send me a DM. I'm on Twitter, Big Splurger. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I'm easy to find. Just type in Lamont Carroll and send me a message.
For sure. All right. Y'all stay blessed.